chimp poo's good for your complexion. I don't know.
Hey, maybe. Yeah.
That's true.
I've never seen a chimp's complexion to know. I mean, maybe it's...
You're glowing. What's your secret? Chimp poo.
Chimp poo. It is the Up Groove podcast that you know and love as we're talking here. I'm Rob Rossi.
I'm Chris Pastrick.
I'm Jill Leonard.
And thanks for listening, as always. And so you guys are telling me about giraffes.
This whole giraffe cam thing is just pissing me off.
I mean, how much longer do we have to wait? I'm just over it by now.
I think the whole thing's a con. I think it's a big con to get you to click on their website.
Fake news?
Absolutely fake news. That's ridiculous. I mean, you can't be pregnant that long, right? What's the gestation period for a giraffe?
I think somebody, so to speak, screwed the goat when they put the cam up.
Or the giraffe.
Or the giraffe. Well, obviously somebody screwed the giraffe.
Well, I've got all kind of imagery in my head
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
Somehow I've got a giraffe and a goat making an eagle.
Weird things have happened. But I wonder if somebody seriously screwed the goat by putting up the cam so early. Because now, I mean, I've lost interest. I
have too.
Where did this phrase "screwed the goat" come from?
I don't know.
I've
but
never
she
heard
likes
that
to use
before.
it.
I do.
Where does that come from?
You never heard the phrase?
I've heard "screwed the pooch."
Screw the pooch. I've heard that.
I was going to say "f the goat" because
You
that's
could
how I use it.
I mean-
so instead of saying,
So
I've never heard of any type of sexual assault towards a goat being.
I haven't
something.
either.
you never heard somebody say "I fucked the goat" on that one?
Well, I mean,
No, I haven't.
not
I'm from
really.
West Virginia, so if it involves a bestiality type
would
thing,
know.
I would know. I would think.
Oh, I thought
No.
that was pretty common.
So your friends don't screw the pooch; they fuck the goat.
I mean, I've heard "screwed the pooch," but I use "fuck the goat." I
Right.
really fucked the goat on that one.
So screwing the pooch is just it's old hat for her.
In Russia, I remember when I was over there for the doing some work on a book I'm writing about getting milk, and they have a dog problem. They have too many dogs. It's like they have dogs like we have reindeer. So they have a lot of sickly dogs, and so you'll see these
Just wandering.
Yeah,
around.
you'll see these dogs on the street, and you'll think cute little dog, but the dog's probably rabid or some other disease, so they end up killing a lot of dogs. But if you're not from Russia, this seems like an astonishing thing. If you're Americans over there and you see these dogs and somebody's like, "Oh, don't pet that. It's probably sickly." "Oh, but it's such a cute little dog. Oh, it's going to be dead soon." Like, why? Well, we're going to kill it. Why? Because we have too many. This is why they're getting sick. So
Do they kill it and eat? Because here venison is delicious.
Yeah, but you don't eat poison. You don't eat like rabbit
well, no,
venison.
you don't want to. Yeah, okay.
I mean,
that's
I don't know what they do in Russia with rabbit
Could you
dogs.
boil it out though?
Ew.
I didn't. I had a lot of strange dishes over there. I did not have. I did not.
Here.
I don't know that I had boiled dog, but I will say I did have goat milk.
Ah,
We have goat milk here.
But they serve it at room temperature,
Ew.
which is weird. Because if you've never had goat milk, it's weird in itself. But
Yeah.
then you have it warm over like your cornflakes, and you're like,
how did they serve it to you? Did you have to take it from the goat?
no, it's just like
Oh.
it's like yeah.
Now I have it. I know. I
No,
have
go
images.
to goat. Get your milk.
Well, that's fresh, right?
That would be fresh goat milk.
I
Yes.
have images of Rob laying under a goat,
Yeah.
fondling a goat.
Hey, Lord knows what information Russia has on me, guys.
Russia
So.
is it's all over the place, for God's sake. You can't get out. You can't go on the internet.
It's the
without-
story that won't go away.
It won't go away, much to Trump's dismay.
Well, actually, everybody's dismay, though, isn't it? Like, I'm sick of it.
Yeah.
And
I really am too.
And I am pro-Russia being sort of the big bad from the standpoint of I long for a simpler life when I knew who my enemies were and what they could do, like the 80s, And, I was down at our colleague at Upgroove, Justin LeBar, was down at WrestleMania, and I was down there with him, and I was telling him, like, I missed the days when, like, the bad guy was Russian and the good guy was the American. Now it's all very complicated. But
it was simpler. Like, even in the old 40 movies that you would see, like, Germany was the bad guy. Even the
Yes.
Indiana Jones movies are so simple.
But maybe we're the bad guy now.
Maybe we are.
Maybe we're the
yeah,
bad guy.
I think we are.
But I do wonder what Russia has on us.
They gotta have some. Well,
not
they have
us
the-
as a country. I mean us.
Oh,
Like
the
we've been
three
going
of
on.
us?
We've been going on a year now for the Upgroove site,
Mhm.
upgroove.com. Download our
We
app
are.
on the on the Android and iMachine devices. Right?
We
and a
are
birthday.
a year old.
Yeah.
Officially today.
Today,
It's
as we are recording
Happy
this.
Yes.
birthday to us.
April 5th.
Yeah.
And to me, that means we are now in the game long enough for Russia to officially be paying attention to what we're doing, which scares the bejesus out of me.
Does that mean we're legal?
No, I don't think
Not
we
yet.
can drink
I don't think it's like 1 year equals 21 years in media ventures. It'd be great if it did.
It would be nice. No,
of course, then you'd probably be done after 4 years.
No, Upgroove is still illegal.
Do you worry about what Russia has on you, though? Like, individually?
I don't. I clear my cache, and I clear my search history every time I log off.
You're like the guy who sends text messages, like would send drunk messages and then delete them all so you didn't know what you wanted to say. Oh, I don't remember that. I deleted them all.
Yeah, no.
I can't see it. I didn't do it.
I don't even want to know what I've been searching. Yeah.
Chris is like, how do I get back to that website? Damn it.
Well, what about you, Jill? Do you delete or do you keep or what?
I keep, and I hate to say this, but I'm so vanilla that I don't really have anything I'm ashamed of. I mean.
Oh, you must have something you're ashamed of.
I mean, I would tell you, but no, not really. Like,
I'm the other way. I search things. I search for things on the internet that I know are even more bizarre than my browsing history will be. So that if people go to it, I'll be like, oh, yeah, because I don't really want them to know exactly what they're looking. I go for like a potpourri of weird and wild.
Okay, so you go for clown porn and
not clown porn, superhero porn.
Oh,
I go superhero porn, and the people are like, ooh, superhero porn, but it stares them away from the other porn that I'm looking at.
I gotcha. It's a porn deception.
Like the baker's porn. The baker's porn is where my action. That's where my bread is buttered, so to speak.
Baker's porn.
Baker's porn.
What is baker's porn?
What is that?
Porn by people who are baking things.
Are they naked?
Oh, you mean like
well, they
food
eventually
porn?
get there. That's how porn works, Chris. They eventually get.
So you
not food porn. It's not just food porn. It's porn that specifically is filmed with bakery items or in a bakery or with flour and like it. You start using baking tools like greasing a pan is a different term in baker's porn.
What the hell
a rolling
is wrong
pin.
with you?
Well, Russia knows.
Oh my God, I've never heard of that.
See how weird that is? But if you go to like baker's porn, you're like, what is that? Superhero porn. Well, that's weird. I'm going to go check what Rob wants to know about that.
I'm so intrigued.
I am too. I kind of want to Google that.
Well, I got to tell you, you can use vanilla in baker's porn.
So is it like, do they cook? I mean, do they actually?
Oh, they cook.
No. But I mean, do they actually cook edible food and then put it places and then eat it? Or what?
I don't think you would eat it after it's been put some of the places.
I was just going to ask if there's insertion that goes on.
Most porn, there is insertion that goes on. That's usually
a porn staple. Like bun in the oven, but it has a different.
You know what? Next year when we do the king cake,
I'm not cooking. I'm not baking with you ever again. I can tell you
I'm definitely going home and watching baker's porn. I need to know this.
I got to write that down. Baker's porn.
But if I see it's like a spatula up somebody's ass or something, I'm out.
Really?
You should see what
I got to be honest. That's what put me in.
You should see what they do with the baster.
Oh.
Wow.
No, actually, they don't just use what. No. No. I feel like I've always been paranoid of our government spying on me, let alone another government. So I've always tried to go intentionally weird on my browsing history of my personal computers.
You throw them off.
Just throw them off. Now I'm giving that away though, which they're probably listening to this right now.
Absolutely. Well, they've been listening all along.
So, but I think Russia's given us many of our best villains though, in terms of like pop culture, which is why I'm somewhat heartened by the fact that we might be increasing tension with them. Because remember, if it wasn't for Russia, we wouldn't have things like Rocky and Bullwinkle.
That's true. Moose and Squirrel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know they were Russian.
Or Rocky, period.
Oh, yeah.
Rocky 4, the greatest Rocky of them all.
Oh, disagree on that one.
Oh, come on. It's the one where the Russian kills.
Absolutely not. Oh. Rocky 3 is by far the best.
You think Rocky 3 with Thunderlips?
Absolutely.
I'm with Chris, and I've actually seen.
You got Mr. T.
This is the one movie she's seen.
Yeah,
we finally
Rocky
found
3.
That's awesome.
And Tommy Boy. Tommy Boy.
Rocky 4 has James Brown, man.
Yes, but I don't. The whole death thing. It kills it for me.
His
pun intended. But it does.
Mick dies in Rocky 3. You're okay with Mick dying, but not Apollo.
I'm okay with that because he's old and
he's old. Die. As long as they're old and die, that's fine with me. It's the young.
But Creed, no, you don't want to take him out. He's too good of a character.
I think what I like about Rocky 4 is it was the first Rocky where they just said, "Screw it. We aren't even going to try to make it based in reality. We're going to go with every pure stereotypical thing we can get. The Apollo coming out of retirement and dying in that fight. Do you remember when the Russian, who plays it, Dolph Lundgren? He's training and they actually show him getting injected with steroids and having his muscles twitch, which is like all those, the Russians are cheating. And then Rocky's, not doing normal weights. He's pushing logs in the snow, and he wins over the Russian crowd, because at that point the Russian crowd would have been allowed to cheer for Rocky.
Well, but then again, they were mixing with not reality for a long time. I mean, even the first one, you look at those fighters, that fight would have been called in the third round.
Oh, yeah, I agree. But this was when it was like, back then the fights were like that. But there was still this, like, rooted in what plausibly was a real story. You know, like, even up to Rocky 3, he was the heavyweight champ at that point, maybe getting a little too big for his bridges, distracted. Rocky 4 was just like, guys, Russia and the U.S., there seems to be this Cold War that everybody's capitalizing on. We should make a movie about it. What if Rocky fights a Russian? Oh, okay, yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, I know a lot of those movies in the 80s and some in the 90s had
I missed that. So I just assume if the Russians have anything on me, it's like, they have to have something on me.
Oh, I'm sure they have something on you.
But I don't know.
They probably have something on all of us.
I would hope so. I mean, it's really no point in going to the levels they do of spying if they don't have something on all of us.
Good
I just
point.
wonder what they've taken off of Upgroove.
There's a lot on there.
Yeah.
There's a lot of weird things on our website.
I mean, right now we seem to be doing a different card every week about somebody giving away free ice cream. So the Russians probably think we all need to lose weight.
How about that Ben & Jerry's giving away
Yeah.
it yesterday?
You guys got me in trouble with my dad, by the way.
Why?
Well, because my dad owns a Dairy Queen.
Yeah.
And we haven't posted a free Dairy Queen. They've given away free stuff. So what we're going to do is we're going to take everybody to Dairy Queen one day and come up with like an Upgroove Blizzard.
I like it.
Yeah,
I like
do.
it. Get some kind of an orange cream.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
I don't like, and I'm not saying this because my dad owns a Dairy Queen. I don't like Ben & Jerry's from the Ben & Jerry's stores. Like, I don't like the set. It's almost like too rich. I need like a pint of that stuff
That's
to
gonna
take
say,
home.
there's something about getting the pint from the store.
And telling yourself,
Although-
I'm not going to eat this whole pint. Then you're like, oh.
You can get it from the store, but Jill doesn't go to the store. She
Yeah,
doesn't shop in the store.
Yeah, what is this? I heard this story.
I can't get over this.
Yeah, so Chris and I were talking earlier, and I was telling him we were talking about malls, and that led to a conversation about Amazon, which led to my admission that I buy pedestrian things like toilet paper on Amazon. My fiance gets furious. He says, I can't believe that you actually make somebody put toilet paper in a box and send it to you.
I am completely with him.
I know, but to me, it's a convenience thing. Maybe it is a lazy thing.
Do you have like an auto refill?
No, I just whatever I need.
Do they have that where you can automatically set it up so they're just going to shoot you toilet paper every
absolutely
so many weeks or whatever?
Yes, you can, but I don't. I order it when I need it.
How long have you been doing this?
I have Amazon Prime, so probably close to a year.
That's
I never thought about
always.
That's incredible to me.
If I find myself at a store, I don't. But if I look around the house and I find that I need.
I thought you were going down the direction of like, if I don't have the toilet paper, I just don't need the toilet paper.
If I'm down to paper towels, then it's time.
No, you do not want to. You do not want to do that with paper towels, man. That will create issues.
I have done it with paper towels.
You
don't want to go down that road.
I guess it's that I don't like, not that I don't like shopping online. I'll shop online, but to me, I would much rather go into a store, put something on, try it on, make sure it fits, and then I walk out with the item. I have it. I don't have to wait for 2 or 3 days to have anything, but
I'm completely the opposite. If it's not something I need that minute, I love being able to peruse different things on. And my vendor of choice is Amazon. I can look at. I need a white. For example, right now I need a white sweater. Last night I looked, and there were hundreds of white sweaters. I could pick the one I liked. I know it's going to be here in 2 days. I'm not going to wear a white sweater in 2 days. Boom, easy. I don't have to drive.
Well, here's the thing. Why do you need a sweater? It's getting warmer outside.
Well, you need a sweater to wear for dresses in the office. The office gets cold.
Good point.
So, I mean, it's easy, and I know most people.
See, when I buy toilet paper, I like to sample it in the store. I like to break it open and be like, do I want this quilted one? Do I want, and people are, and the clerk's like, well, what are you doing, man? And I'm like, well, look, I got a sample. Like, you're asking me to buy like bulk 24 rolls of toilet paper. Do I want to use 24 rolls of this stuff? So you got to test it out.
See, I buy the same kind all the time. One of my friends nicknamed it jailhouse toilet paper.
Oh,
I don't like the
it's
fluffy
like sandpaper.
Yeah, and I like
actually
that.
That's better for your tank.
Right.
It dissolves.
I don't like the fluffy toilet paper because I think you get a better wipe with the jailhouse toilet paper.
Maybe soft is not the way you want to go.
No, not for me.
I don't know.
This is the first time I've ever seen Rob completely.
No, I'm trying to think. Well, see, I use the wipe with toilet paper, then sort of one of those towelettes wipes, and then like pat down with the toilet paper. So I got a real process going.
Oh, you go the extra mile.
I like to make sure that area is clean.
Wow.
Like, I actually believe that we should shower every time we do that because.
Well, you would want a bidet then.
Nah, that's a little weird. I might enjoy a bidet too much. That's what I'm worried about. I just want to get a good shower.
We thought it. You said it.
That's right.
Hey, look, I don't know. I mean, guys and